Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to all of Year 8. This lesson, video lesson, is on estimation. Okay, and there's a few rules we've got to get our heads around. But before that, we're going to sort of have a bit of have a look at a few ideas of what people think estimation is before they normally get started with it. So, let's say you get asked to estimate 11.9 times 4.1. Okay, so first of all, what is it exactly? 11.9 times 4.1. Well, let's write. I'm just going to do a bit of notes here. So 119 times 41. Boom, boom, boom. So I've just dropped the decimal points. That's all basically. 1 4 is 4. 1 4 is 4. 9 4s are 36. 1 9. 1 1. 1 1. Then I'm going to add those up. So that on its own. Then I'm going to add these up. 7. Add these up. 8. Add these up. 4 0. So that is equal to 4879. So if you've got two decimal places, then we're looking at 48.79. Now, if you're asked to estimate 11.9 times 4.1 and you went the whole hog and you did all this, would you get the mark? And the answer is no, you wouldn't. Okay. Right, okay, what if I just went, let's just round this to the nearest whole number. That's 49. Would you get the mark then? And the answer is no. What about if I rounded that 48.79 to the nearest 10? So 50. The answer is, you guessed it, no. What about round them first to the nearest whole? So 11.9 would be 12 and 4.1 would be 4. You times them together, you get 48. The answer is sometimes you get the mark there. Sometimes they let you have that, but if I were you, I would avoid it just because you want to guarantee you get the mark. And what about first we round them to one significant figure? So 11.9 actually to one sig fig is 10. And we times it by 4 and we get 40. Now we're thinking 48.79 is the exact answer. We didn't get a mark for 49, which is really close to it. 50, that's really close to it. 48, we might have got a mark, and that's pretty close. 40, that's way off. And yet, 40 will always get you that mark. Obviously, I don't mean just write 40 every time, but if you round this and this to one significant figure and then do it, you will always get the mark. There is only one little exception we'll have a look at in a minute, but basically the rule for estimation is first, whenever it says estimate this, round everything to one significant figure. Then you just do whatever it is you're supposed to do and do it. Okay, times, add, subtract, whatever. Apart from when. Now there's only one little mini rule I want to sort of discuss, and that's when you're dealing with square roots or cube roots. If you had something, say, let's go with 49.7, so really close to 50. That'd be a nice round to one sig fig 50, but of course, what's square root 50? Right? So you need to then round it to whatever is the closest square number, because you know the square root of 49 is 7. Cube root, again, this needs to just round it to whatever the nearest cube number. So if it's cube roots, round it to the nearest cube number. If it's square roots, round it to the nearest square number. But otherwise, it's always this. Okay. So let's do some more examples. So estimate this. Well, that rounds to 5. That rounds to 6. Times them together, 30. This one, bit of a nasty one here, because a lot of people look at that and go, oh, that's just 1. But of course, one sig fig, you can get even closer because we sort of ignore this because it's not 0. It is 0. And it's not a non-zero, which is sort of double negative. So if it's 0, the first one's 0, any of the ones until you get to a number, we ignore them. So And you should have learned that in the last video. So if you're a bit confused by that, go back and watch that and then have a go at this. So we're rounding to 1 decimal place. So that would be 0.5. And then we're, again, some people would look at that and go, oh, that's 14. 14 is 2 significant figures, 1, 4. 10, 1, 0 is just rounded to the nearest 1. Half times 10, 5. If you did half times 14, you might get a mark, but you're unlikely to. Estimate this one. Okay, so what's our nearest square numbers? It's 16 or 25. That's either side of 19. Well, that's about just over 5 away, and that's only just over 3 away. So it's that one we're going to round it to. So we change it to root 16, which is 4. Okay, let's have some practice questions for you. Pause it, then press play and listen to my examples. Right, hopefully that's given you long enough to pause it. We're going to go with 8 times 3, 24. 10, again, not 14, times 4, 40. 100, not 120, 100, because that's 1 sig fig, times 5, 500. The closest square number to that is either going to be 64 or 81, 8 squared or 9 squared. Of course, that's closest to 81. So we write 81 there, which is root 81 is 9. And it's sort of a double header there. That's going to be closest to 49, and that's going to be closest to 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, so there's all your answers. Right, just an extension for those that want it. If you're struggling with this, then you might want to have a little bit of a go and see. But what I'm basically saying is have a go at this, but don't panic if you do struggle with this one, because this is meant to be a lot nastier. Right, let's pause it and all that sort, and now I'm going through it. Well, I'll just give you one more chance to pause. Okay, and then I'm going to go through. So 0.3 times 10 divided by 2. 0.3 times 10 is 3. Half it is 1.5. And you might think, oh, 1.5, can't leave it there. Yep, that's absolutely fine. If that's what it goes to, then that's fine. 14.3 becomes 10. Root 8.1 is root 9 divided by 0.5. 10 times 3 divided by 0.5 is 30 divided by a half, which is the same as timesing by 2, 60. And then this one, that's your first sig fig. So we've got 0.001, because that one won't round it up, times, there's your first sig fig, 0.5. 1 times 5 is 5, but of course you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to just fill these in with zeros, and there's your answer, 0.0005. All right? Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Remember, the rules are round to 1 sig fig first with estimation, unless it's a square root, in which case round it to the nearest square number, or if it's a cube root, round it to the nearest cube number. All right? See you later, guys. Bye.